Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with your girl, coming at you with another pick a card reading. And today we're going to do, this is a channeled topic that I got, so it must be for someone, maybe for you, but it is what do I need to know about this toxic connection? And this could be a love connection, a friendship, a family situationship, just a connection in general. There's no label on the connection itself. It has to do with what do you need to know at this time about this toxic connection and some advice that you can gain in regards to that. If these are resonating with you, please hit that thumbs up button down below, comment, subscribe to the channel, and set that notification bell, knowing that this does allow me an opportunity to get intimately connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. I do just want to say thank you so much. You humble me every day. Those of you that have chosen to join this tribe, and those of you that choose to comment and send me support and love and share your stories, every day I'm humbled and amazed at the beauty of who you are as people, as humans, as fellow wanderers on this journey to understanding what it is to have a human experience. And just thank you from the bottom of my heart so much. If you are new here, I would like to invite you with open arms, reminding you that we are all human and we have no judgment here in this tribe. We accept any and all exactly as they are in this moment, because we understand that we're all in this together, and it's together we are stronger. So with that being said, thank you and welcome, and join us for this beautiful prayer that we are going to get into. And then we will get into drawing your cards to pick from so we can get onto your readings. Right. Perfect. My beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this video, whether it's for a moment's time or for the entire time. I ask that you give us strength, courage, and clarity in dealing with any toxic relationships that we may be in. Whether that's a toxic pattern that we have within ourselves, or if that is a physical being that we're dealing with in this 3D realm. I ask that you help us understand the purpose, the premise, and the truth of this connection, and why it has been brought to us, or why we may have attracted it unto ourselves, so that we can heal ourselves indefinitely and move into our highest alignment, move into our highest path. I ask that you surround all of my fellow humans on this video with your unconditional love, with your deepest golden light, that you embrace each and every one of them in your hugs, so that they can understand what it is to be in this beautiful place, this light, this acceptance of self, acceptance of life, acceptance of others, more importantly, acceptance of the journey. I ask that those that may be closed to the reason that they're dealing with these ugly entities be open, and that those that are ready to hear this message, may their hearts be led by their intuition and their discernment. As these words are spoken unto this space and over this video, over those among my tribe, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Aseh. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. Thank you. Alright, let me get this set up over here. Gratitude is always the best attitude, my friends. Alright, and we're going to totally get one of these from the Intuition Oracle. Y'all know how much I love this deck. I can't stay away for too long. I got to touch it and be with it again and again and again. So, let's give this a shuffle. Alright, perfect. So, source, for pile number 1, what oracle card will help us understand what they need to know about this toxic connection? Source, for pile number 1, what oracle card will help us understand what they need to know about this toxic connection? What do they need to know about this toxic connection, source? Thank you. Okay. For pile number 2, Source, what oracle card will help us understand what they need to know about this toxic connection? Okay. Thank you. Source, for pile number 3, what oracle card do we need to have so that we can understand what pile 3 needs to know about this toxic connection? What oracle card will help pile 3 understand what they need to know about this toxic connection, Source? Thank you. Okay. We have Master number 22 coming out on the bottom with Emperor, and the affirmation is, I am worthy of respect because I am respectful of all. What a powerful card to come out on the bottom of the deck here. I'll let you look at the image for just a minute. Maybe there's something that resonates or really stands out for you, really hits home for you. I'm not going to really go into what I'm getting my intuition on this, but this is such a powerful affirmation, especially in regards to the topic that we're talking about today. Beautiful. So for pile number 1, we do have this beautiful shard of amethyst to choose from. Okay. For pile number 2, we have this beautiful piece of rhodochrosonite, I think is how you say it. It's an odd name, so please forgive me if I mispronounce it. Okay. And for pile 3, we have this beautiful piece of lapis lazuli. Excellent. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever one you are drawn to, that should be the reading for you, understanding that these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what does not. With that being said, whichever pile you have chosen, I will see you over on your perspective pile. Hello, my fellow humans that were drawn to this shard of amethyst or this image here. This is going to be your reading, pile 1, on what do you need to know about this toxic connection. So let's get that set up. We'll check that out at the end. As always, we will start off with the dice. Now, understand that if you like, comment, subscribe to the channel, set that notification bell. This allows me an opportunity to connect with your energy more intimately and get you out more resonant readings. So with that being said, I do just want to thank you everyone for being here, for giving me your support, allowing me your time and energy. I'm just truly honored to be in this space sharing this gift with you. So let's go ahead and get right into your reading and find out, Source, for pile number 1. What do they need to know about this toxic relationship or this toxic connection, Source? For pile number 1, what do they need to know about this toxic connection? Okay, so we have the 3rd house, bringing it in. This definitely does feel like siblings. It can be family. This can be friendships that you've had for a very, very, very long time. Okay, that's the house that it's affecting as well as your 3rd house. So it would be wise to know where your 3rd house resides at on your natal chart. If you've done your natal chart, I know a lot of you have looked at your natal chart. You know exactly where that is. And for those of you that have not, there are free ways to find it online. You just click on free natal chart and then enter in all the information that it says, and it will send you a link to look at what your natal chart is. Okay, you don't have to pay for one or get really in-depth one. Just knowing where your 3rd house at so that you can understand what areas of your life are being affected. But here we are talking about siblings, peers, someone that is on a similar level as you, someone that has been there since the get-go. And this person really F's with your mind, okay? Like, I'm not trying to curse here, but they really get into your mind. They really make you feel a bad way. And not only that, but with this Aquarius energy here, this is someone who's willing to argue over like text messaging. This is someone who's willing to argue online. They may outright attack you on like social media, right? Or let's just say you have a platform, because Aquarius energy could be one that has a platform, right? And so you may have a platform and they may follow you, and then they're just one of the ones that are hating on you because, oh my gosh, you're actually being successful, or because you're doing something that they're not. But there is a huge tension here, okay? Again, we are talking about family, or someone that you consider to be like family. Okay, whatever that is for you, it's going to be different for everyone, but that's what's being indicated here with the third house. Okay? This person is very disconnected, very detached, unemotionally available, or unemotionally. They are unemotional. They're emotionally unavailable. They're not capable of having a deep connection with anyone, let alone with you. Even if you have known them for a very long time, they're not capable of having that deep connection with you. Okay? This is someone who goes about things in a very different way to make you feel put down. All right, you know who this is. And what do you need to know about this? Well, this is something that is affecting your spirituality. This is also helping to connect you with your intuition. While this is a difficult situation, and no one is arguing that, okay? It's not to discredit anything that you're feeling, or to not validate your feelings in this situation. However you feel is very valid, but knowing that what's happening now is that you're learning to reconnect with that intuitive knowing within, and also discernment is coming out here with Neptune energy, learning how to discern people and understanding that there is a possibility that this is a pattern that is playing over and over and over again in your life. While it might not be with other relationships that you're aware of right now, what happens is the longer these relationships go on, you may begin to notice patterns of how they actually start to act exactly like this person does, right? So maybe you start having new friends and it's all good and dandy, it's all fine, and you're all having a good time, and you go out to lunch and you spend time together. But then as time starts to wear on, suddenly you notice this person starts to gossip about you, or you see that this person starts attacking you online, or they start to make you make you feel bad about things, whatever it is that you're choosing to do. And the reason for this connection, what you need to know is in truth, this is here to help you connect with your spiritual journey. This is here to help you connect with your higher self, your intuition, to understand that what you feel in your gut is real, and to not question that. Because when it comes to this person, there's this intense connection here, right? There's this very intense connection, and it's like it's a time lapse, right? You go through so much in life, but understanding that time doesn't equal loyalty here. And that's what Source is trying to point out for you. Like, time does not equal loyalty. This person has no loyalties to you. They are unable to. They're unable to connect with anybody on a deeper level. Okay? And so here you're learning how to reconnect with that part of yourself that you may have denied. That part of yourself that maybe was really sharp as a child, but then people started making you question it. And this person in particular could have made you question it for a huge portion of your life. And what's going on here is that you're learning how to reconnect with this aspect of yourself. And in doing so, it is going to cause a lot of disruptive energy throughout your connection, okay? So what you need to know is that while things seemingly are falling apart, this is actually helping you to reconnect with your truest self, okay? Let's get some tarot out on it, Source. For pile number 1, what do they need to know about this toxic connection? What more can you tell us about this toxic connection, Source? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Source, what does pile number 1 need to know about this toxic connection? Cards flying out. Source, what does pile 1 need to know about this toxic connection? What more do they need to know? Thank you. Yeah. Okay, we have the Ace of Coins coming out on the bottom. Like, overall, they're going to help you find your path to abundance and find your path to, this is financial security coming in. It might not feel like that right now. You might be struggling. You might be struggling because of this person, or this person has something that they're holding over you. Like, maybe they've helped you out and they're holding it over your head, and it's like, you know, just once I get under their thumb, or out from under their thumbnail, then I'm going to be able to find my way through. Yeah, and they're pressuring you here. There's like a sense of being pressured into doing something, or, you know, it's kind of like, oddly enough, this is such a weird coincidence, right? But nothing's really a coincidence. It's all synchronicity. But this morning, I was watching some positivity videos, and I came across some money videos. It was just so random. It popped up on my feed, and so I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch those. And in one of the money videos, it was talking about the psychology of money, and it talked about how people pay so that they have a sense of control and power over the person they're paying for. So like, if this person has paid for anything for you, they feel like they have a sense of control over you, okay? And likewise, it's like maybe they feel like they have to act a certain way if you've been helping them, because they feel like you are holding power over them. And don't feel like you're really like that. Like, it's not like you expect anything. It's just like, if you're helping them, say they're living with you and you're helping them, it's like you just expect them to help out when they can. And it's like, you've told them that, you understand they're struggling. Or vice versa, you're like, I'm going to help out when I can, and you do help out when you can. But it's like there's this energy, this disconnect, where this toxic relationship really is putting a lot of pressure on you, that it's like your fault wherever they're at. Okay. Yep. Wow. This is some powerful energy here. This is some powerful energy. So I didn't even know what these were, but look at all this fire energy. We have Sagittarius and Aries energy out on the table here. And the thing is here, is the reason why they're like this is because they see you as this powerful individual who's very creative, who's very wise, who's very intelligent with the way they move about. Okay, it's like this Queen of Wands. That's exactly how they see you. And so it's almost like what they want is they want you to feel burdened by responsibilities. Okay, we have the 10 of Wands here in the reverse, and we have the 9 of Wands in the reverse, right? So it's like they want you to feel burdened by responsibility so that you feel like you have to start all over again. And what they're not seeing, okay, what they're not seeing is that where you're at right now is on the path to get you financial freedom, financial abundance. And financial freedom doesn't necessarily mean millions of dollars, but freedom from a situation, right? Just to be financially set so you can get away from a situation, that can be more than enough for a person. And that's what this feels like. It feels like, you know, they're trying to really keep you in this place of anger and resentment and fear, like guilt. Like, that's what keeps coming through the most, is guilt. I want guilt on this person. Okay, so whoever this toxic connection is, they want you to feel a deep sense of guilt for whatever it is that they've done or haven't done for you. They're trying to make you feel like it's your fault. And it's not. And that's the thing. It's like, whether you're outside of that or not, it's what's being shown here is to embrace your own innate power of self-love. This is being able to take those boundaries that you set seriously. So it's like, if they're trying to step over your boundaries, just reinforce them and continue to reinforce them. And if they don't listen, or they keep trying to step over your boundaries, knowing that it is okay to leave the room. Like, it's okay to say, look, you're not respecting my boundaries. I need my space and I'm leaving, and go to a place where you can be alone for a while, whether that's in your room, a closet, the bathroom, someplace that you can lock the door so they're not going to bombard you, right? And I feel like this is someone who really doesn't take it serious that you need space, or that your space is your space. Like, this feels like someone who's just going to bombard you. You're in the bathroom, they just open the door, they don't care. Like, that's the type of energy this person has. But really, the thing is that you're dealing with this, okay? I want you to understand it's hard. It's so hard when you're dealing with these toxic connections. And know that you're so brave, pile one. Like, this is true courage. And this is courage of spirit, too, because your spirit said, this is a situation that I know I can handle. And know that you've never been given anything that's too hard for you to handle. And I know that might not ease the situation right now, and that's not what this is for. But it's to remind you that this is all happening so that you can blossom into this person who will know how to deal with certain types of people when it comes to your money. You know, especially with the Ace of Coins that we have over here, you may not have strong boundaries when it comes to your finances, or you may not have the business mind when it comes to your finances. Yeah, there's going to be some kind of offer here. This feels like an apology for some reason. Oddly enough, this feels like an apology, but this doesn't feel like this person, this toxic person. There's someone else outside of this that might be coming back for an apology. If that doesn't resonate with you, then what this is just understanding that you have to get emotionally connected within yourself and really feel what it is that you're trying to manifest, right? Also, once you let go of this connection to family, if you're looking for love, for those that are looking for love, this is saying that love is going to come in. Yeah, look, we have positive cards coming out. That's awesome. It's like, so you might not have to start over from the beginning, but what you're starting over on is having this beautiful foundation in the material world. Like, where what you're dealing with right now, yeah, what you're dealing with right now is leaving you exhausted and completely at this place of like, I'm ready to throw in the towel, I'm ready to give up, I just want to fold, I just want to resign to the situation, right? When we have the Nameless card coming out in the reverse, it really is asking you to let go of what's no longer serving you. And right now there is an underlying thought process within you, pile one, that really believes that there's going to be something that happens that brings stability between you and this toxic connection. But if you look, the reason he's in the reverse here is because he's cutting that idea out with this person, okay? There's not ever going to be a sense of stability here. Okay, and look at the synchronicity here, right? You have 4 and 9, which is 13, and then the Nameless card is also 13, so that's also synchronistic as to why it's talking about this. There's not ever going to be stability there, but once you really embrace your true self and give yourself love, this is like having compassion for yourself as well, like loving yourself and being there for yourself, and saying, you know what, it's okay to choose myself. Despite this situation, I choose myself. And whether that's going against beliefs that you've had from the past, where it's like, oh, they're blood relatives, they should always be there for each other no matter what. Sometimes there are blood relatives that really take that to a super crazy level. Like, they will treat each other like crap. You know, I saw this show not too long ago. You know, so this is weird. I'm just going to tell you guys, it was on Hoarders, right? And I watched an episode, and it was this episode where the mom told the brother that he needed to take care of the sister. And what ended up happening was that she kept asking for money, saying that she needed it for all this stuff. But in the long run, all that ended up happening was that she was using it to fund her addiction. Right? Because hoarding is an addiction. It's just like any other addiction. And so that's what's going on here. It's like there's like some kind of connection here that's like making you feel guilty for walking away here. But with the Knight of Cups coming out here, it's asking you to really focus this love onto self. Because this is the Six of Coins in the reverse. You're always been in this situation where you give more than you receive from them. And that's not going to change. Look at that. Look, we have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. And it's interesting, and I didn't say it at the beginning, but that's okay. This is confirmation for me as well here, what I was feeling. But the thing is that this person has a problem with authority, and you are an authoritative figure in their life for some reason. What we were talking about, if you're the one that's, look, the Nine of Wands. Look at these synchronistic cards from an entirely different deck. Look at this. Yeah, they just have a problem. This person's very immature. They're not capable of seeing things from a different perspective, okay? They have a problem with authority. They have a problem with the fact that you are connected in this way. And so it's to them, it's like, oh, I can always take because maybe mom said that you need to take care of each other. Well, they didn't think that that meant them. And so they take it as, oh, that means that pile one has to take care of me. Or whatever it is, it's like this idea that they have power over you. And that's the problem that they have here. And they're trying to make you feel guilty and continue to make you feel guilty. But what this is causing without them understanding is causing to trigger that emotion within you that has basically tuned out your intuition when it comes to blood relatives or when it comes to those that you deeply care about, right? Because there is a deep care here. Of course there is. That's just a part of this, right? And so what happens when we're so emotionally invested, we sometimes are too emotionally invested that we can't listen to our intuition, what our gut is telling us, what our heart is telling us. And it's like when you're thinking about it is when you're by yourself. That's when you start to think about it. You're like, oh, I'm by myself and I think I should do this. But then it's almost like the moment you get back in touch with this person or you're face to face, it's like you lose all courage and all confidence that that's exactly what you're doing. Because you see them as the wounded child that they are, right? And so this is like, you're a good spirit. Pile one, you have a beautiful soul and you give so much. And the thing is that you taking care of yourself doesn't discredit any of that. Because sometimes there are people that are far more toxic for us and we stay in these situations and it just wears us to the brink of no return. And you've already been there, done that. So it's time for you to come back and come back to yourself. Look, we have Saturn on the bottom. Feeling restricted, experiencing struggle, learning, hard work, and patience, right? And the Ace of Coins can be all about hard work too. And so you have this energy coming in here. It's like you're learning something. Saturn is the planet of tough love, right? This is something, it's like, it feels like it's a plight against you, but it's not. This is something that you signed up for before you were even born. You're like, I need to learn this lesson to clear this out. And again, understanding where your third house falls at on your chart will help you understand why these struggles are there, right? Look, we have island solitude. That's what I'm saying. When you're by yourself is when you get the courage, because that's when you're able to hear your intuition, because you don't have that voice in the background saying, oh, but pile one, mom said, oh, but pile one, dad said, oh, but pile one, what about this? Oh, but pile, you don't have that voice in the back of your head. And so when you're in solitude, you're capable and free to listen to your intuition. Okay. Yeah. We have 5. Fierceness. Wolverine. There's a lot of animosity coming out here. There's a lot of anger. A lot of fights. You may fight with them a lot. You may have a lot of arguments with them. Okay, look, we have Aries energy coming through. And on top of Aries, the Queen of Wands is connected to the Aries zodiac. So another synchronicity. This could be an Aries that you're dealing with. You could be an Aries, okay? We have independence, bravery, and passion. Again, with that independence and being brave and courageous so that you can go and pursue what you're passionate about, right? Like that totally ties into the reading here, because it's like you have enough courage to do this. You have everything you need in your tool belt. It's just that when you get face to face with them, you have to remember why you're choosing you. Not seeing them as the wounded warrior, not seeing them as the wounded child, not seeing them as who you thought they could be, but seeing them rather in this moment as they are. Love and compassion. I love you, Source. I love you so much, because this card talks about self-love. That's all this card talks about. This is not about romantic love. This is not friendship love. That's not what this is. This literally talks about finding your own heart. Okay, and being compassionate to yourself. Stop beating yourself up, pile one, for being in this connection for as long as you have. You know what? That goes to tell you just how courageous of a soul that you are, because you're willing to put up with bullcrap for a long time. and you still kept coming back for more because your love is so deep. Why do I hear that song right now by Calvin Harris? How deep is your love? Is it like the ocean? Like Nirvana? I can't remember all the words, but that's the feeling. It's like, how deep is your love? Your love is so deep that people get lost in it, and they have learned to use that as a way to manipulate you. And so when you give that love back to yourself, your intuition, your psychic senses, and your discernment begins to become the shield that stands in front of you, where it's like, when I know it's safe, the shield will raise and you will feel my love. But it all comes from that sixth sense that's within us that once you connect with, and that's what this is. That's what you need to know about this toxic connection. I love that this came out. We have number 6 here, reciprocity, honeybee. When the 6 of coins is in the upright, that really reflects the same card, right? Being an equal give and take, having abundance between one another, not taking more than the other is giving. And when you think about honeybees, you think about how they are the ones that spread around pollen. And in return, the flowers give them what they need, the nectar that they need to make honey, right? And it's this beautiful cycle. And what this is teaching you is what it means to be in a reciprocal relationship. You may not have that with this person, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist for you. The other thing that I'm seeing here with the number 6 that always is for me, for my number 6, it really speaks to me about seeing yourself from the eyes of the divine and knowing that you're a loved and supported being. Okay? So let's check and see what your card is here. I love this. Look, we have 2 hearts on fire here. It's almost like right now you're in this place of blocking your love because you're dealing with this person. So it's kind of like that next step on the journey where it's like asking for your love to come in, right? And it's calling your soul. Here's the thing, like, it's calling your soul, and whether you're aware of it or not, you are making the notion to get there. Like, eventually one day you'll wake up and you'll be like, I'm so sick and tired of being sick and tired with this person, and you'll take the action to do what's necessary. We also have all these wings here. We have the wings on the heart here. So something is about to happen where you're going to fly. But remember, it does take you taking action in your life. There is no just sitting back and then Source takes care of this for you. You have to meet Source halfway, and part of that comes from you taking action. I do feel like there is a storm that is about to brew. However, the sun is shining on the other side of the storm. It's kind of like one of those last storms to get you through the other side so that you can close this cycle off for good. There is a transformation that is coming here. And like, this is all about you listening to your heart, to your crown chakra, to your intuition. And also, when I think of roses, okay, I always call my mom my life rose, okay? Like, that's always what I called her. And so here, it's like remembering that you're not letting down anyone that you promised. You're not letting them down because there's already been a letdown in this connection, but it's not from you, okay? And so it's like the promise was broken by someone else, and it's like you're freeing yourself from the situation with love and compassion, and you're still holding true to your promise. Because you're taking care of them, but you're taking care of them in a new way. Do you see? Love and compassion is not what the movies show us it is. Love and compassion means that I have firm boundaries, and if I have to leave a situation to make sure that my boundaries are intact, then that is me showing love and compassion in a situation. The Uniter. I know love has come to unite me with my beloved. Number 19, which is 10. A cycle is completing here. And what was I saying? That's calling in your love. Okay, and that's interesting because we do have the love here, right? While this is all about self-love, it's interesting because once you give yourself this love, you're going to be calling in a soulmate. And that doesn't necessarily mean romantic love. For some it will be, but for others this is like your soul tribe, the people that are meant to walk this journey with you. Okay, this is what I have for you, pile 1. If it resonates, hit that thumbs up button down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to leave it here for now. But until next time, well, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here and leave it here. Until next time, stay human, pile 1. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. This is for those of you, my fellow humans, that were drawn to this rhodochrosonite, or if you were drawn to this image. This is going to be a reading on what you need to know about this toxic connection. Okay, so I am getting something here right off the bat that I just keep getting drawn to, is the snake up here in the tree. So we are dealing with someone that's very deceptive, very deceitful, very like trying to be sneaky about something behind closed doors. This is someone who lies to your face. This is someone who tries to blend in as much as they can while getting what they can from you. We will definitely talk about this later, but I do feel like I need to mention that now because I just kept getting drawn to it before I got into it. So remember, these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what does not. And remember that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, and setting that notification bell, it does allow me an opportunity to connect with your energy more intimately and get you out more resonant readings. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the dice reading and see what comes through and find out more about why pile number 2. What do you need to know about dealing with this person, this toxic relationship, this toxic connection? So source, what does pile number 2 need to know about this toxic connection? What does pile number 2 need to know about this toxic connection, source? Okay, we have 11th house, Pisces energy, and Pluto. For some of you, this is someone who is dealing with some kind of addiction. Okay, the first thing that did come through is alcoholism, and it's like feeling like you need to be there. I feel like this is someone from a friend group. Okay, this is someone that's definitely been in your group of friends. Like maybe they've been there your whole life, or maybe this is a work friend or something. Like I keep seeing someone putting a flask down their sock, okay, like on their sock, or like if it's a woman, maybe she wears a garter belt so that she can put a flask inside a garter belt, but it's like they hide it in their pants, by their legs, and they wear long pants because they don't want people to know, and it's like something that you've been aware of, okay? But again, it's like this person is very sneaky, very deceptive. With 11th house energy here, you have common-minded people, right? But we are talking about friends. Like 11th house is all about our friends, a common collective, people who are not like our peers, but people that we get along with. Or like maybe you connected with this person through a group session, or, you know, like maybe you met in AA, like maybe you met at a group, like a church setting or something like that, right? It's going to be different for everybody. But you met them in an outing or someplace like that, and you feel like they're your friend, and yet there is a lot of toxicity coming through because there's a lot of deception between you two. Like where maybe you were really close friends at once, it was never more than just surface level, right? And that's exactly how they kept it, because they couldn't get deeper than that, especially with this Piscean energy coming through with the 11th house. It does feel like there was some kind of meet at some place to be better, to be better, better for yourself, or to become your best version. You could have even met at like some kind of seminar, like that's coming through or something like that. But it does feel like it was very quick, and there was like this very deep connection very quick, okay? And with Pisces here, we do have this energy of sickness, right? Self-undoing, self-sacrificing. Also, you being a savior in the situation. Maybe there's this energy that you exude where you're like, you're going to save them from themselves. Like, if I could just get through to them, right? If I could just say what I need to say and they're going to understand what I need to say, then I can get through to them and I can save them. Like, there's this feeling of, if I'm with them long enough and I spend enough time saying or talking about this situation, that there's something that I'm going to change about them. And there is going to be a change, pile 2, but it's not with them. Okay, with Pluto coming out here, you have a transformation and a rebirth yourself. it's like what's going to end up happening is that you give so much to this person that you get to a point where you're like, I can't do this anymore. Right? And it's actually triggering, being around them is triggering some repressed memory within, whether that's you dealing with a drunk family member or someone that was addicted to something as a child. You know, and addictions can be anything. And remember that children are very receptive, okay? Because children haven't learned all the logic and the reasonability, like reasonable thinking and all these things. Like, they haven't learned all that. So the only thing that they have to go on is their intuition and their feelings. And so this idea that old kids aren't going to understand, you know, kids probably can pinpoint exactly what's going on more than an adult can. And that's exactly what this feels like. Like, there was something that happened in your childhood that resembles this, and you repress that energy because it's like, oh no, like we don't talk about that, right? Like we don't deal with that. Like, we're not going to go in depth about that. And so this is like actually allowing you to upheave these deep emotions so that you can face these fears within you. Also, I am getting a message. This is very, very sensitive, what I'm going to say, okay? And also understanding this is very specific. And I want you to know that you're not, like what I'm about to say, this is not a bad thing. This doesn't make you a weird person. This doesn't make you less than. But some have bladder issues. And the time that the bladder issues affect you are at night. So you may have to sleep with one of those plastic covers on the bed, okay? And understand that it actually has to do with what's going on in this situation. Okay, it's a very spiritual thing. Spiritual connections to the bladder. Bedwetting is fear of father, okay? I'm just going to tell you guys, I had an incident about 8 years ago where I experienced something and I was trying to figure out why I was going through it, and I found out why I was going through it, and I learned that bedwetting had to do with fear of father, okay? Everybody's done it. We've all had accidents. It's not something to be embarrassed by, okay? And I know a lot of people feel embarrassed by it. I just want you to understand this is something that humans deal with. All of us, okay? It's why we wore diapers as a child, and it's why when we get older, we need people to help us when we are not able to do things ourselves. There's no reason that in the middle you have to feel embarrassed for having incontinence or for having a bladder situation, okay? Right now, it's all about looking at the spiritual side of that. Why is this affecting me? Because there's some sort of emotion tied with that, especially with Pluto coming through. Pluto rules the bladder. And so if you have anything that's bedwetting or where you can't wake yourself up so that you can go to the bathroom, like you dream about going to the bathroom and you can't wake up, like your body's not waking up and you're panicking and there's like all those weird dreams about the bathroom. If you've had them, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, and so this is telling you to go back and look at what memories you've repressed to the masculine energies that were in your life as a child. Okay, we're talking about dominant masculines that were in your life as a child. And again, that's a very specific message coming through. However, for the rest of you, this is something that is going to help, well, for everyone, this is going to help change your life. This is going to bring in a deep subconscious transformation once you're willing to face whatever cycle this is bringing into your life. And it's really hard to pinpoint that, right? Because everybody's on a different point in their journey. And so it's like, you know, as a tarot reader, I always go with what my gut is telling me and what source is telling me and what the messages are that's coming through, what I'm hearing. Okay, I always go based on that, but that doesn't mean that that's going to resonate with everybody, right? For some of you, you might not have had a dominant masculine in your life, but you're dealing with someone that has an addiction to sex, or maybe you were dealing with a parent who had an addiction to a way of being treated, right? It could be anything. The list is long, okay? Well, let's get some tarot on it. Let's find out a little bit more what's going on here. Source, may we please have some more information on what does pile number 2 need to know about this toxic connection? What does pile 2 need to know about this toxic connection? There's some sort of grief. Like this is catatosis that's coming in. Okay, and a fear that you're not ever going to get out of it. It's It's almost like this is just my life now. Like maybe you've gone to the doctors for help, or maybe you've tried to go to therapy for help, but it's like this is basically my life now. There's some sort of resignation that's coming in, and Source is saying not to give up. It's going to be a journey, but you'll be able to get through it if you're willing to put the work in for it, okay? So Source, what else does pile number 2 need to know about this toxic person, this toxic connection? Thank you. Source, what does pile number 2 need to know about this toxic connection? Yeah, here we have that father that masculine energy, okay? I say father, but it could be a mother who is a masculine sign. Okay, that could be air and fire, or a mother who is just very masculine by nature, right? A single mother would be like that masculine energy. Thank you, Source. Yeah, there's a huge illusion surrounding this right now. So the reason why you connected with this toxic connection so quickly is because it felt like home. It felt like what you dealt with when you were a child. Whether you see that consciously, you did feel that subconsciously. And we oftentimes invite people into our lives when we're in an unhealed state or in the process of healing. We invite people in that remind us of home because that's what we're so comfortable with. So if there was some kind of neglect, abuse, you know, being devalued or anything like that, we're going to invite people in that are like that. And we might not even know that they're like that until time has gone by. Okay. Thank you, Source. Yeah, this person's a trickster. Okay. You're a very positive person by nature. Okay, like you are the person that always has a smile on their face, or like, you know, even when things are bad, like you still see the good, but you're getting tired. Like you're getting really exhausted from this, and you may notice that you're having mood swings recently, or more mood swings lately, right? And the reason being is because you're dealing with this toxic person. They drain you of your energy. This person has a problem with your ability to stay positive. This person has a problem with your ability to manifest. This person has a problem with where you're at on your life, in your life's journey. Because especially if this is someone who has a secret addiction, or if this is someone who you know about their addiction, the thing is they're in a very low vibrational state. And because they're in that low vibrational state, it feels like everyone else has it better than they do. And so there's this victim mentality that comes with that. And you trigger that victim mentality within them as much as they trigger the repressed energy that's within your psyche right now. And so you always try to look at the positive side of things, okay? And that's good. That's really good. But we do have a sense of resentment that's starting to grow within with this 5 of Swords in the upright. Usually this is a very positive card. This is a very good outlook on life, right? But what I'm feeling from this 5 of Swords is there's a deep resentment that's starting to bubble up, and it's hard for you to contain it because of the illusion that's happening around you. Yeah, and this has to do with the greed of your energy. This also has to do with greed of money. This could have to do with money. You know, like especially if they have an addiction they're not able to support, and they see you having an opportunity to support your family, to support yourself, right? But what's going on here is this person's trying to trick you into believing that you're not in the place that you're at. They want you to believe that you're less than you are, because they feel like if you're in a low vibrational state, then they can take advantage of you, which is probably true, right? Because they've probably done this to other people. They probably wore down other people to the point of them being depressed and upset and really in their emotions and really in their feelings about the situation. And then that's when this person strikes, right? We have the snake coming out over here. That's when they strike, is when you're down and out. But they're not seeing something about you. Like, you're actually a lot stronger than they are, you know? And here's the thing, like Source is saying, don't let this person convince you that you're not as strong as you are. Okay, and this is as simple as saying no. This is as simple as staying in your mindset. And really, it is as simple as healing this past wound that's within you so that you can actually see the veil get dropped from this person. There's like some kind of wool covering your eyes when it comes to this person. They said it felt very like quick. This feels like something that happened very quick, and that might not resonate with everybody, but it does feel like a deep connection, right? It does feel like, oh, I'm always there for them. Like they may have played a part where they made you feel like they were always there for you, but it was just an illusion. It was always to gain more, right? This person would do things just so that they could get something from you in return. Whatever that was. If that was money, time, energy, effort, whatever it was, right? Whoa. Yeah, we have the star coming out in the reverse, like flying out over here on these two cards. I'm just going to kind of leave it right here. This is like, they want you to be hopeless. They want you to feel guilty. They want you to feel upset. They want you to not have anything to give. Right? That's the trick. For it to fly out over these two, because when we have the 9 of coins in the reverse, in my deck it talks about being in a place of illusion, being confused, kind of similar to what the devil does, but without the aggression. This is a very passive energy, okay? This is a very passive, aggressive energy that's coming in. They do things under the radar. It's like very slowly. They know it takes time. Like this is someone who wouldn't be worried about taking 5 years to break a person down or more. Because they know once they've broken you down, they've won, right? And that's the type of energy that this person has. Like they're willing to go slow. They're willing to play this part. This is like, it could be a narcissist, but regardless, I'm not here to diagnose a person. I'm here to show the situation. As the cards are saying, what they're really trying to do is to make you feel like you're in a bad place so that they can have control over you. Let's get some more clarifiers out on it, Source. May you please have another clarifying card? Thank you. Yeah, there's arguments that happen here. Okay, with the 10 of Swords coming out here, it's talking about you're in a positive attitude. Okay, that's why I'm getting like this narcissistic energy. Like you're in a positive attitude and then this person just comes in, like maybe you had a really great day and they come in and they just bulldoze you and try to make you feel bad. And it's like, that's something a narcissist would do, right? Like that, oh, you're having a good day, you can't have a good day, let me make you feel bad. And then as soon as you are no longer in a really good mood, then suddenly you notice this person is smiling and happy and oh my gosh, like this is great, this is that, this is this, you know. And it's like equal match here with the 10 of Swords. They're like your match, your opponent. It's like, for as positive as you are, there is equally negative, right? There's equally in a low vibrational energy as you are in a high vibrational energy. And this is a completion to a cycle that's in your life. But there is some deep healing coming out here. You know, with the star, it's telling me that there's some soul healing here. And there's this feeling of being lost on the spiritual journey. Like, it's almost like you've about given up on your spiritual journey. Like, because like you've done so much work. It's like, I've done this, I've gone through this, I've healed this. It's not to discredit the amount of work and time and energy you put into it. There is this sense of coming to your wits' end, though. Like, I can't do this anymore. I can't put up with this anymore. But with Pluto coming out here, it is showing that there is a transformation that's about to happen. So there is some sort of recycling of this energy into more conducive energy for your journey. What do we have on the bottom over here? Yeah, we have the 7 of Wands. I love that this came out on the bottom for you. The 7 of Wands talks about, despite the struggles, despite the things that you're experiencing, you will persevere. There will be luck on your side. There will be good times ahead of you. It just takes courage. It takes confidence. And it takes showing up bravely for yourself. Right? Yeah, this person's very superficial in the way that they approach you. And they know that you're going to persevere. But they're doing everything in their power to really break you down. Okay? And that's hard. But I feel like you just need to be reminded that you're doing all the right things, okay? You need to keep working on yourself. This is going to help you transform this energy. It's going to help you have this rebirth that's coming, right? And it was interesting. I'm surprised it didn't come out. Yeah, it didn't come out. Like we have the Popess coming out here. Yeah, your intuition. This has to do with your intuition. But the nameless card kept coming up when I was shuffling. Like, it was weird. It was like it never moved from where it was. It just kept showing up. And so I don't know what that was about, but that's what I was saying. Like, there's like this feeling of like you're very lethargic and there's like no energy, and I can't move up off the couch. I can't do anything because this is just weighing me down. That's soon about to change. Like, we have optimism, exploration, and freedom. This is the type of energy that you have within you. And remembering that this is where your power comes from, is from within. You are a star. You're a guiding light in this world, okay? And yes, this is a difficult situation, but oftentimes the ones who shine the brightest are the ones who deal with the most difficult situations, right? The bigger the smile, the bigger the problems. And that's exactly what you're experiencing right now. You're experiencing a huge problem with this connection. It's leaving you stuck in your mind. But remember, why did you even take this journey to begin with? You know, and if this friend you thought was going to be on the journey, just knowing that, you know, you have to let them go. There's no reason to stay in a fixed state where you're stubborn or thinking like you have to keep doing things a certain way because that's how you've always done them. And we have fixed energy on the bottom over here talking about stability, persistence, loyalty, and dependability. This is what you're bringing into your life once you heal this wound. You know, and I wish I could tell you, Pile 2, that it's going to be tomorrow. I wish I could tell you that it's going to be as soon as you end this reading, you're magically healed, which I can absolutely pray for that. But the truth of the matter is it takes different time frames for each and every person, right? Because we're all at a different point on our journey. But there's never a moment where you're not a powerful person. We have number 11 with power and deer coming out. You're healing your emotions and you're realizing that the depth of your emotions, right? We talked about that in the beginning. You're realizing that the depths of your emotions are so great that you don't need any one person to fill you up because you have so much to give to yourself. Okay? Look, sacrifice with bull, stubborn. This is the Taurus card from this deck, okay? This always makes me feel about someone being stubborn. They don't want to change. They don't want to let go of what's causing them all this anguish, this craziness, this upset in their life. But when you sacrifice the need to be right? That's the emotional ego coming through. I need to be right. I need to know that I was justified in inviting this person into my life. You know what? You invited them in. That's justification right there. Because you invited them in. That's justification. But that justification doesn't mean that you're obligated to continue that relationship, right? Because you're being asked to heal. This is like the mother's womb here, going into a place where you can fold into yourself, fold into your creativity, fold into your own inspiration, but alone, right? To be alone. Look, strength. We had power. Look, we had power and strength come out for you. This is a mountain to climb, Pile 2. This is a mountain to climb, but you're the one who can do it. You are so strong. You are so incredible. You are so amazing. Stop beating yourself up thinking that you're not capable of doing this or that you did something wrong. There's nothing that you did that was wrong in this, okay? Right now, you're just healing karmic wounds of the past. Like, this is things that you've repressed from your childhood, things that have been carried on from past lives if you believe in reincarnation. And if you don't, that's fine. It's just things that you experienced as a child that you weren't ready to handle. You know, when I look at this card and I see this person here, it always makes me think of a shaman. But, like, he really makes me think of somebody who's very wise, right? So I feel like you have ancestors that are guiding you on this journey. There's some sort of deep healing here, but once you heal, you're going to be bringing wisdom to others. You're going to be helping others to overcome situations like this. The transformation is so close. Look at this butterfly. It's like right behind him. You just don't see it. You just don't see the transformation yet. It's like, because right now what's in front of you is this sneaky person, this snake. It's like there's so much else going on. There's this freedom. You're about to jump out of this situation. You're about to spread your wings and fly into your own truth. You're about to embody this beautiful creative energy and take action on that and become this person that others look up to. You just can't see it yet because right now all you're dealing with is the emotion of what this person is bringing into your life. Do not give up on yourself. I love this. We have number 10. 10 being a completion of a cycle, the teacher. I study and share wisdom with those who will value it. It's exactly what I was saying. Like, you're here to share this wisdom with others. You are going to find people that are meant to be on your journey. You're going to find your soul tribe. Okay, they're coming. It's just as you learn this situation and you learn how to trust the process and to trust what you're going through is here to bring you strength. It's not to make another person strong. It's not to heal another person. This situation is literally for your healing so that when you deal with people like this in the future, you know exactly how to cut it short so that it doesn't get to this point. And you'll do it in a very graceful way. Okay? This is what I have for you, Pile 2. I love you so much. I'm sending you out this big energetic hug. Okay? You're beautiful people. Own yourselves. Look, this thing got all fuzzy and now it's not. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't refocusing. Just remember how powerful you really are. And remember that this is all for purpose. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. But until next time, Pile 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. This is for those of my fellow humans drawn to this lapis lazuli. Or if you were drawn to this image here. This is going to be a reading on what do you need to know about this toxic connection. You do have your dice ready. Just know that these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what does not. Also, know that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, subscribing, and setting that notification bell, it does allow me an opportunity to connect more intimately with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Now, I did have a channeled message for you right off the bat. I was feeling like this is a love connection. All the other ones were more like friends and like family, not lovers, but while I was getting ready for your reading, I did feel like this has to do with romantic love. So if this is not who you're thinking of, you're more than welcome to check out one of the other 2 piles. But the other channeled message that I have that came through right away was that I keep getting drawn to this ship here. I usually talk about these at the end, and we will go further in depth in this, but with the ship, there is some sort of traveling that's about to happen soon, okay? So I don't know if this has to do with a lover that you have that's toxic, or if this has to do with bringing in the love that you're looking for after dealing with this toxic person. But let's go ahead and get into the dice and find out, okay? So source for pile number 3, what do they need to know about this toxic connection? Source, what do they need to know about this toxic connection? What can we tell them, Source? What does pile number 3 need to know about this toxic connection? Okay. Wow. This is very similar to another pile. Okay, very similar. Like, oddly similar. That's alright, though. Different energy. Like, and I understand why they're doing this, but I see what's going on here. This is someone who's actually very narcissistic, okay? Really, the common theme across the board today is that the reason why everybody's dealing with these toxic connections is to really connect with their intuition, their discernment, their understanding of self, and how their self is within the boundaries of another person and enforcing their own boundaries as well, okay? So that's really what's coming out here. But with the 11th house here, it's someone that you met through a group of friends. That's who we're talking about, okay? I feel like this is love coming through, so this could be a friendship that may have turned into a love situationship, or this is a connection that you met through the friends of your lover, okay? Take it out as it resonates. So, and that might not resonate with anybody. It might just be that this is someone you know, okay? So what we're getting at right here is this person's very disconnected from reality. They're living in a dream world. And they have decided to make you a star role in their dream fantasy. It's like they don't have to put their feet on the ground as long as you agree with them or as long as you validate them on their journey. Okay, and that's what they want. It's like, it doesn't matter how obscene their ideas are, and this has more to do with just being completely out of touch with reality, right? Like, it's not about dreaming big. That's not what this person's in. It's almost like they're living in another place entirely within their head, and you're playing a key role in that, okay? This is a very weird energy coming through here. What's going on here with this Pisces and Neptunian energy coming through here? This is all here to help you connect with a psychic gift, okay? This is more than just being psychic. You have a very special psychic gift that you need to connect with, and this person is actually helping to trigger whatever blockage is holding you back from connecting with that. So whether that's clairsentience, whether that's clairvoyance, whether that's clairaudience, whether that's one of the clairs, there's so many of them. I apologize, I don't remember them all, but there's one for taste, smell, touch, feeling, like your emotions, knowing, like all these. So it's one of the clairs, or this is being able to see auras. This is being able to connect with another's energy and know how to heal them. There's something about being able to really get in touch with a deeper sense of yourself, your psyche, okay, with your psychic gifts. This is something that's very unique to each of you. And this person is here to help trigger that blockage that's keeping you from connecting with that, okay? Now, you have lived many lives with this person, and if you don't believe in past lives, that's okay. This is for those of you that believe in past lives. You have lived very many lives with this person. Okay, and for others, this is someone that was brought into your life because it felt familiar, right? So while you might not believe in past lives, that's okay. This feels familiar. This feels like something that you grew up in. This feels like something that's close to home. This feels like a relationship that mirrors that, even though it may seem completely different. It might not even be your home. You could actually be living a generational curse of a family, family members in your life. And that sounds strange. Let me elaborate on this. I travel. I travel around the U.S. in an RV, and I went and met my family in the first year that I was traveling. And I see them here and there, but some of the family that I met, I ended up seeing the relationship that I had just left from my toxic ex, okay? Like, I had seen one of my family members who was much, much older than me living the same relationship that I had just left cross country to get away from. And it was so strange seeing it play out in front of my face, like what it would have been if I had had kids, what it would have been, where I would have been at, and how life would have treated me if I had stayed with my toxic ex, right? And so that's what I'm talking about, generational curses. It might not feel like your home family, but it's still your family. It's something that runs deeply in your blood that you're destined to live until somebody chooses to heal it. And that's what's coming through here. But this is an ancestral blockage that's been placed on each generation to block them from their gifts. So this is a gift that could have been passed down for generations, but instead it was blocked because no one was healing, or no one knew that this needed to be healed. Okay? And so that's what's coming through here. This is about letting go of self-sabotaging energy, okay? And not being a victim any longer in your own story, right? And it's not to call anybody out, right? Everybody has played a victim. I mean, I'm guilty of it. And so it's like, the thing is that we have to determine whether it's more important for us to feel like we need to be a victim so we get pity from others, or is it more important for us to have success and strength in our lives and then act accordingly, right? And that's what will end up happening. And you'll make a decision based on what's right for you in each given moment. Okay? But this is a lot of guilt coming through, a lot of deceit. You may feel like you're always getting into relationships that betray you, relationships that just aren't good, right? Like, aren't good for you. They're not good for your health, they're not good for your emotions, they're not good for your psyche, they're not good for you at all. And that's because with Neptune and Pisces here, it's talking about really this deceptive behaviors coming from others in order to help you grow And no, it's not a cruel joke. It's not a cruel joke. It's just being conscious of what it is within you that is magnetizing these types of connections, right? That's something you can learn about in psychology if you're questioning it. It's not just the spiritual journey. It's psychologically proven that we will call to us what we're comfortable with. In fact, you might want to check out a book. I'm not sure the author of it, but it is something to look into. It's titled Women Who Love Too Much, okay? That is the title of the book. It's actually something that when I was in therapy, my therapist gave to me, and it kind of opened my eyes to a whole different world, right? A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. A whole new world. Yes, it's a whole new world. That's how I felt after I read that. So let's get some cards out on it. So for pile 3 source, what do they need to know about this toxic connection? What does pile 3 need to know about this toxic connection? What does pile 3 need to know about this toxic connection? Wow, we've got those coming out. Okay, thank you. What does pile 3 need to know about this toxic connection? It's interesting because I was singing that song and now all I can picture is Jafar, like just how toxic he was. Like he was so deceitful, but he like slithered his way in, right? Like he was, you may resonate with one of the other piles. I'm not going to say which one, but you may resonate with one of the other piles. And if you didn't, that's fine, but this will apply to this. It's just, this is someone who's like slithered their way into your life and made you believe everything, like convinced you that they're such a good person, all the while triggering you without realizing it, right? This like very subconscious energy coming through. Yeah. Oh my Lord. Okay. So we have a falling from grace. Like this feels like you've given up on some, not just given up, like given up on people. That's what it feels like, an emotional sense, like you've given up. Yeah, we have family coming through here. This is confirmation of what I was saying, like living something that is in your family, right? This is when the 8 of Cups is in the upright. This is the family card. Like that's family. That's what it means. It's family. Like, okay, I know in the Rider-Waite it's something else, but with this deck, it really is your family. It has to do with your close family relationships. Like you have the 2 of Cups here, and then you have your extended family, right? The 3 of Cups is all about having a baby. But you do also have the 3 of Cups in the reverse energy here, which is talking about childhood neglect. Okay, and so then you have the extended with the 6 of Cups showing out on the outside here, which is romantic love, which you have with the 2 of Cups in the center. But this also feels like this is love that's one-sided, right? Like someone's taking too much. Like we have the Knight of Cups underneath that, superficial. It's all for face. That's all it is. Even this connection that you're in, this toxic connection that you're in, it's all for face. And it's to help you deal with this broken feeling of emotions within you. You're not broken. You're a complete being. But there feels like there's something that you feel is broken within you. Right? Like you've given up on people. You've given up on others. Yeah. Healing is coming. Look, again, with the Chariot in the reverse here is talking about feeling defeated. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, every kind of defeat that you have. And we have the 8 of Swords in the upright here. This is all about feeling like you're anxious, like things aren't going to work out for you, like you're stuck, right? I know you have that song, stuck in the middle with you. There's clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Right? That's what it feels like. It's like no matter which way you look, you got clowns, you got jokers. It's like everybody's just in a bad place, and it's like, why should I have hope for humans? Like, and that's what Source doesn't want you to lose hope in humanity. It's just remembering that we come into this world as a pure being. We get taught everything that's going on with us, right? What's going on with us emotionally, what's going on with us mentally, what's going on with us physically is actually all learned energy. Right? Because it has something to do with being out of alignment, right? When you think of, if you ever study Louise Hay, she's someone to look into, but she talks about disease, but she spells it as DIS-ease, E-A-S-E, right? ease, when your body is at dis-ease, when your mind is at dis-ease, when your spirit is at dis-ease. Okay, and that's what's going on here. It's like whatever's going on with you, you may, so I did just hear asthma. That came in so loud right now. Maybe you have asthma and it's something that no one can, they're like, oh, you just have asthma, but it doesn't act like asthma. Like, it's like you may have a very general, and I'm putting quotations around it, you may have a general medical issue, but it's like they've had to slap some sort of general name on it because there's no other way to describe what you're experiencing. But asthma was something that came through because I'm seeing the chest, seeing like, or heart palpitations or something like that. Like, this has to do with your chest, pains in your chest, like where you're not able to see or to breathe, where you're panicked, where you have this moment of just like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna die. And that's why I'm feeling it in my chest, like just this squeezing energy. And we have the Chariot here being connected with your third eye, right? This is Cancerian energy. This is being connected with your third eye. And this is an inability to really connect with what you know is true for you because there's a sense of loss of control. Okay, and so with Judgment coming out here, Source saying there is healing coming. This is like the call of reckoning. It's like seeing that you're struggling, sending help to help you through this, but also asking you to remember to trust the process. You know, it's card number 20, and 2 is all about trusting the process and not losing faith because things are seemingly hard or they're very difficult to get through, right? It is all an illusion. The 3D world in itself is an illusion. We're in a waking illusion, but it feels real, and that's not to discredit anything that you're going through because it feels real, and that is real. That's what makes it real, because it feels real. But remembering that you're more than this panic that has a hold of you. You're more than whatever is going on with you, okay? Like physically and emotionally, and you're more than that. And that doesn't have to control you, but in some way, shape, or form right now, it is controlling you. And this is coming to a close for you here, okay? We have this energy of deep subconscious plumbing coming through here and really allowing yourself to heal from that. You know, especially with the Piscean and the Neptune energy. I'm also getting the moon energy. I don't know why, but I'm getting the moon energy coming through here. And that's that deep subconscious plumbing, like letting go of things that are no longer serving you. Things that have an apparent seemingly dangerous energy to them, right? Something that feels very like that, like caution, do not touch because this will do whatever it'll do to you, right? Yeah, someone is very greedy with your energy. This can also be the emotional ego doesn't want to let go, okay? That is something that I'm getting here with this Ace of Coins in the reverse. This is like the emotional ego is refusing to let you go. And so when you go through these attacks, whatever they are, it's like trying mind over matter doesn't exist in that moment. And so finding effective ways has been really difficult for you to get beyond this, okay? So it may come down to affirmations, but it may also come down to really just letting go of the situation, right? Because this feels very like secretive to me. And you're not realizing how much this person is draining you. This is like an energy vampire. Not realizing how much they're draining you. You realize they're toxic for you. But there's like this unknown. I'm not realizing how much of my energy that they're actually taking. Okay? And that's where the greed comes in too. This person really feels like they're entitled to having you. Look, I can't. Look, they feel entitled to having you and having your energy. Yeah, this is like feeling like nothing. Okay, you know what this is? This tells me whatever you believe in, whether that's a universe, God, source, spirit, whatever you believe in, okay? It could be the gods, the goddesses. This feels like you're defective. Okay, that's why I keep getting that broken energy. But with the Chariot coming out on top of the Chariot in the reverse, the same card coming out here, okay? We only have a 3-card spread here. Okay, out of 78 cards. Like, that's pretty coincidental, right? That's a huge synchronicity coming through here. Okay, so you have this energy coming in that feels like, okay, God, and again, this is just whatever you believe in, you insert name here. Okay, God messed up when they made me. Okay, like that's the feeling that's there. It's like you're saying, "Oh, I was just on the end of the shelf and they just threw me in the mix because they had to get rid of my energy or something." Like there's this belief within you that feels like you're doomed to have bad relationships, to have bad connections. And it's this same belief that is calling to you these very unorthodox and terrible situations. Okay, these are very terrible situations. No, it is not your fault. Okay, that is not what's coming through here. This is not your fault. This is something that was learned through your childhood. So how far can you go back? Like, what were your parents' friends like? What were your parents' relationship like? And go back, and what about your siblings? What were their relationships like? What were your relationships like as a child? And begin to pick these things apart and start to see the pattern. It goes back, it's just starting to see a common denominator. Maybe you see that everybody was dealing with someone who had an addiction. Or maybe you could see that everybody in your family was dealing with someone who was a narcissist. Or maybe you're seeing that everybody in the family was dealing with someone who was an energy vampire. Or that they acted this certain way. Or that they were like this. Or that they were like that. But what's going to happen is you're going to be able to let this go and say, okay, I can heal from this, and it's going to be piece by piece. You're calling your soul back to you, pile 3. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You've just been through a lot of bad situations, and sometimes it's in those bad situations where we lose hope. And when you gain hope again, you're going to see great gains happen very quickly. Very, very quickly. Yeah. Okay, so see, we have the Wheel of Fortune coming out in the reverse here. And if you look, Fortuna's the one that turns the wheel. She's the one that stands on the side here. She is the goddess of fortune, okay? And so with this coming out in the reverse, it's showing here that you really believe this spiritual defeat within is what is your bad luck, right? It's like being disconnected from God or being disconnected from the world. It's like you could be a loner, okay? But whatever, this person just continues to drain you, and it's like you still feel like this is something that's very personal. Like it has nothing to do with this person. You know they're toxic. You know they're not good for you. You know they're not a good energy to have with you, but you still take the blame for it, and it has absolutely nothing to do with you. It just has everything to do with the circumstances that you grew up in. When we talk about generational curses, those are the things that our families have lived for a long, long time that no one was even aware that they needed to heal because most of society lived in this way. And so it just feels like a reversal of fortune, a reversal of luck. Like you don't feel lucky. You feel like there's never ever going to be luck. But there's an opportunity for you to have great inspiration when you let go. Look, you have 2 aces coming out. Yes, this one's in reverse, but you have the Ace of Wands in the upright, which talks about a brand new, exciting beginning. Once you're willing to look at the situation and see, it actually has nothing to do with you. When people treat you in any one way that they treat you, it is always a self-reflection, right? They're projecting onto you. It's like, oh, pile 3 made me feel a certain way, right? We have the friendship card coming out here. You're going to have a friend that comes in that you are going to be thick as thieves, okay? What is peeking out right here? Look, justice was peeking out. Did you see that? This is your justice, is to have healing from this situation and to have a brand new beginning. But remember that if this person is treating you this way, or if you've had family that's treated you this way, or if you've had anybody that's treated you any one way, it is not your fault, pile 3. It is not anything that you have done. It is not even a reflection of your character. It means that the light within you shines so bright that it triggered someone else, and their jealousy, their own misconceptions of their own life, they have to project that onto you. So however they're feeling, that's what they're projecting onto you. So if they're like, oh, pile 3, you made me feel bad. No, you didn't make them feel bad. They felt bad because of whatever trigger they were experiencing. Just like you're being triggered in this and you feel terrible. You feel awful because of it. And so what's happening here is it's reconnecting you with that sense of self, that Ajna chakra, your third eye. And this is interesting too, because with the Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Pisces and Sagittarius energy here. This is also Jupiter energy coming through, right? And that is all connected to the sacral chakra, which is our place. This is my right to feel. It's almost like you feel guilty for feeling the way that you do about the experience. But the reason that that feeling's coming up is for you to explore. Again, coming back to this Cancerian energy. And Cancer is ruled by Ajna, which is your third eye. Okay, and so once you connect those and you allow yourself to feel that and to not be guilty about how you feel. You know, this person obviously doesn't have any qualms with making you feel guilty about how they feel. So why should you feel guilty about how you feel? Okay? Well, excuse me. You guys are getting two. They just want to come out. So we're going to check that out. Look, we have South Node on the bottom. I cannot make this up, pile 3. We have destined to release. The South Node is the karmic cycles that you have lived unconsciously up until this point, until you consciously choose to let them go. That's what the South Node indicates, right? The South Node is what we're comfortable with, the things that we continue to go back to because that's what it feels like is home. Look, we have intuition coming out on the bottom with Cat. What was I saying? This has all been about connecting you to your intuition, to that knowing that you have. I just talked about it with the third eye chakra. Our intuition is connected with our third eye. This connection that you're dealing with, this toxic connection, is helping you to open your intuition, to help you open your third eye. To knowing that you can trust those Oh, I love that that came out. I have a giraffe. There's a giraffe that just went. No, not where I'm at. There's a giraffe on the screensaver that just came up. So you might want to look at the meaning of giraffe. That's very symbolic, okay? But the thing is when you connect with your third eye, you're going to be able to trust that. Like when you're trusting those notions, it's almost like you feel guilty when your intuition comes in and says that this person's a bad person for you. There's still this sense of guilt. You know they're toxic. You wish that there was some easy way to disbar yourself from this, but there's not. You really have to go through it to get on the other side. Let's talk about vulnerability. It flipped over here, right? That's what it feels like right now. For you to feel your emotions, like we have all this green here. But when you feel these emotions, you'll have this promise come in. This is new moon promise coming in, right? We already talked about that. This beautiful new beginning, okay? This is a new beginning coming in for you. But it takes you just being willing to feel these emotions. And if I'm talking to any masculines on here, whether you're a man or whether you identify with masculine energy, I understand how hard it is for you to feel your emotions. It is so scary. Right? But what this is saying is to be open, to be vulnerable with yourself. You don't have to do this with anyone else unless you feel that's something you need, like a therapist or something along that. Please understand that is okay. Even the best of us have dealt with therapists. We've gone to therapists because we need to know we're not alone. We're not all powerful beings that can handle this stuff on our own, right? So this is just saying be open, and it's going to feel very uncomfortable and very exposed at first, right? You're standing out in this field. There's nothing covering you. There's nothing like being like that you can run for cover in because everything is exposed. But knowing that in that exposure, you're going to begin healing. Let's see what this one is. Yeah, I'm finding a ritual. We have 35 coming through here with bison and ritual. So this could be moon rituals. This could be prayers. This could be meditation. This could be some kind of physical activity like going to the gym. There's something that you can do that either you've been starting to do or that you have done or you are doing. Continue your rituals because your rituals will help open you up to what the karmic cycles are. With 35, we have number 8. 8 is all about karmic cycles, but it is also about abundance. And remember that the karmic cycles, that's what goes around comes around, okay? So yes, maybe you're dealing with a lot of difficult people, but the more you stay true to yourself, the more when it comes back around, you're going to be rewarded with that like energy, that true energy, that honest energy, that integrable energy. And those people who treated you like dirt, whether to your face or behind closed doors, remember that that too comes back around. And that's not to sit around and wait for them to get their karma. That's not what it is. It's just remembering that they're going to get it one day, and that's okay. You don't have to be around. You just have to focus on you right now, okay? So look, we have Gemini, curiosity, intellect, and networking. I love that this came out because the thing is while you're going and diving deep into these past situations, these karmic cycles within your life, these ancestral wounds, approach them with this curiosity and this knowledge, this intellect, this knowing that you're no longer in that situation. If you grew up in an abusive situation and it's too scary to go back and look at, remind yourself, we're not in that abusive situation right now. What I'm trying to do is find out what happened. And I want you to tell me what happened and talk to your inner child and be like, tell me what happened. I'm here. I'm here to love you. I'm here to care about you. I'm here to see you. Okay. And then networking with others, find like-minded people on the journey. People like, whether that's through groups or whether that's through like, as simple as going on YouTube or online and finding people who are living the life that you want and trying to strive and follow after them. Sometimes that's the only way that we can find and network with others, is just finding someone who's living the journey and then trying to be like that, right? Look, we have Earth here. Persistence, patience, and practicality with Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn energy. So please just take it slow and steady. Do not rush yourself through this. Okay, yes, this person is super toxic. Okay, and it's interesting, we didn't really even talk about this person. We talked about the energy that you've been left in as to why you basically have been in a state of magnetizing these types of energies to you. It's not you. Okay, it's just the state that your emotional being has been left in. And it's been left in quite a state. And we found out that is from family. That is from family. Okay, now let's talk about this card for a minute. Like, there is hope. Look at all these stars and this rainbow here on the sun or the moon, whatever you want to call it. There is hope. Okay, and there's this blessing with the rainbow here. There's this blessing that's coming through to you. Look at how innocent this character looks on this, you know? I feel like it's a woman and she just looks so innocent. Like, connecting with your inner child is very important here. But with the ship here, I did say that in the beginning, it does feel like you're going on a journey. But look, you look at the ocean is all through here. Look, are these, what are those? Coral, like, looks like fish. There's starfish here. There's seaweed. So this is like really diving into the depths. You know, Pisces is connected with the ocean in that way. And they're also represented by two fish, one swimming to the highest highs and one swimming to the lowest lows. And you may experience these mood swings. As I said that in the beginning, these deep mood swings that you might go through and can't control. And knowing that, you know, it's just a part of the process. Your emotions, right? We think of water as connected to the emotions. We talk about cups cards being connected to the emotions. And your emotions are what is going to help you heal here. And validating that however you feel. If you feel angry, if you feel scared, if you feel mad, if you feel like completely outraged, if you feel upset, if you feel disconnected, if you, whatever you feel, knowing that that's perfectly okay that you feel that way. And validating that, saying like, it's okay that I feel this way. Look, didn't I say that you may be a loner? Didn't I say that? I'm pretty sure I said that. That is so trippy. I don't know what these are until I've turned them over with you. But we have number 36 here, the loner. I enjoy being alone and getting in touch with my true feelings. Look, I cannot make this up. I enjoy being alone and getting in touch with my true feelings. That's what we've been talking about this whole time. So what do you need to know about this toxic connection? It is helping you to spend time alone. And it is helping you to get in touch with the depth of who you are. The truth of who you are. Who you are at the core is so beautiful. And who you are right now is so beautiful. But for so long you've been carrying everybody else's energy. Maybe you don't know what your energy is. Maybe you don't know who you are. And this is the time to just spend some solitude and really connect with these rituals that you have. And know that that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And we were talking about the third eye. And you chose the lapis lazuli. And this can be throat chakra. But this is also connected with the third eye chakra. So this is all about opening up your third eye. Again, to some sort of special gift. Okay, this is what I have for you, pile 3. It is 33 minutes on the clock. Whoa, that's so synchronistic. Okay, so This is what I have for you. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. I'm sending you a big energetic hug. I love you, Pile 3. You're amazing. Don't give up. We need your light in the world. We need you to shine yourself because you are going to bring change somewhere where no one else can. Remember, you're so beautiful and you're so much stronger than you give yourself credit for. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. But until next time, Pile 3, stay human. Bye.